Today we'll see Module 5. Yeah, Module 5 comprises of two parts. First part is of two-port networks and second half is going to be of resonance circuits. So under two-port networks we'll see four different parameters. One is a Z parameter, the other one is going to be a Y parameters, then a H parameters followed by your ABCD parameters. So first we'll see the definition for your that is your port. So here we say a port is going to be called as a pair of terminals, where through this pair of terminals a signal may enter or it may leave a network there. So here in this case, if a network is going to have only one such pair of terminals, then we call that network to be a one port network. So if the network is going to consist of two pair of terminals, where one pair is going to act as the input terminal and the other is going to act as the output terminal, then we call it as a two port network. So here in this case we can see that we are going to have, your first figure is going to show a linear network. In this linear network we are going to have one pair of terminals where the input signal is going to be given as V, and because of this input signal a current I is going to flow into the network there. So then we have only one pair of terminals, so we call it as one port network. Next is your second diagram is going to be a linear network, where in a linear network we are going to have one pair of terminals at the input side and one pair of terminals at the output side. So that the input side, the voltage we are going to give is going to be V1, and because of this V1 you are going to have a current I1 to be flowing into the network. Similarly at the output side we are going to have V2. Because of this V2 we are going to have an I2 current to be flowing into the network there. So here we have two pairs of terminals, so we call this as your two-port network. So here why we are going to study about your two-port network is what we are going to see. So where we will be using a two-port network is, we will be using a two-port network in your communication systems, your control systems, your power systems and electronics. That is, to analyze a circuit we will be using a two-port network there. So here in this case we can call that network, that is your linear network, as a black box where it is going to be embedded in your larger network there. So here in this case we have four variables, where these four variables are going to be called as I1, I2, V1, V2, where any two variable is going to be an independent variable there. So the various terms, how these voltages and currents are going to be related, is going to define the parameters there. First under that we will see your Z parameter. So we know that Z is nothing but impedance. So the Z parameter is also going to be called as impedance parameters, and we know that the unit for impedance is going to be ohms. So here this impedance parameters is going to be commonly used in the synthesis of your filters, and it is also going to be useful in the design and analysis of impedance matching networks and power distribution networks there. So here in this case your impedance matching is very important for the maximum power to be delivered. So in that case where we will be using this impedance parameters is in the synthesis of filters, and in the use it is going to be used in the design and analysis of impedance matching networks and power distribution networks there. So the two-port network, either the input can be a voltage driven network or it can be a current driven network. So here in this case, the first case is going to be a voltage driven network. Because of V1 I am going to have a current I1, and at the output side because of V2 I am going to have a current I2. Similarly, two-port network driven by current source. So current source means in that case because of this current source a voltage is going to be developed across the linear network. So the output side, because of this current I2 I am going to have an voltage V2 to be developed. So the black box, so as I said, that is nothing but the basic linear network that is going to be replaced with the Z parameters, where the Z parameters are going to be given as Z11 or Z12 and Z21, Z22. So here in this case your impedances are going to be this. So the impedance or Z parameters of a two-port network is going to be defined by V1, V2 is equal to Z11, Z12, here Z21, Z22 into your I1, I2. So here in scalar form we can write it as V1 is equal to Z11 into I1 plus Z12 into I2. V2 is equal to Z21 into I1 plus Z22 into I2. So how we are going to define is by making your I2 is equal to 0 in the first equation. So we know that your V1 is equal to your Z11 into I1 plus Z12 into I2. So now in this equation, if I am going to make I2 to be 0, my equation is going to be V1 is equivalent to Z11 into I1. So here in this case, Z11 is equivalent to your V1 by I1. So V1 is nothing but your input voltage, I1 is going to be your input current. So we call this as your Z11 is going to be the input impedance seen looking into the port 1 when port 2 is open. That is your input impedance. So here in this case, Z11 is going to be called as the input impedance, your V1 by I1. So where it is going to be seen looking into your port 1, that is from the input side we are going to have, but when I2 is 0 means your port 2 is open. Next is Z12. So Z12, go for the second equation. So second equation is what? V2 is equal to your Z21 into I1 plus Z22 into I2. So if I make I2 to be 0, your Z21 is equal to V2 divided by I1. So V2 is nothing but your output voltage, I1 is going to be your input current. So we say that it is your forward or a transfer impedance. So here in this case, your Z21 is nothing but V2 by I1 when I2 is equal to 0, where this is going to be called as your transfer impedance there. So the ratio of the voltage, we can say that it is the ratio of the voltage that is going to be induced at port 2 to the current that is going to be applied at port 1 when port 2 is open. So next condition is, in the first equation, if I make I1 is 0, my Z12 is nothing but V1 by I2. So V1 by I2, if I am going to see, it is just the reverse. So reverse means we call it as reverse transfer impedance there. So here in this case, it is the ratio of the voltage that is going to be induced at port 1 to the current applied at port 2 with your port 1 open. Similarly, in the second equation, if I am going to make your I1 to be 0, your Z22 is equal to V2 by I2 at I1 is equal to 0. That means it is the input impedance which is going to be seen looking into your port 2 when port 1 is open. So these are your parameters. So next is the condition for reciprocity and symmetry is a network is going to say said to be reciprocal if Z12 is equal to Z21. You should remember that a network is reciprocal if Z12 is equal to Z21 there. And a network is said to be symmetrical if Z11 is equal to Z22. That means Z11 is your impedance at the input side is equal to your Z22 is nothing but the impedance at the output side. So V1 by I1 at I2 is equal to 0 should be equal to V2 by I2 at I1 is equal to 0. So now we will see a problem there. So find the Z parameters of the circuit given below. So this is a circuit. So first step what you are going to do is you can apply your KVL equation there. So here in this case, first condition is, first step what you should do is you should write your equation there. So when you are going to write your equation, we know that your V1 is equal to Z11 into I1 plus Z12 into I2. Next is your V2 is equal to Z21 into I1 plus Z22 into I2. So first condition what you are going to do is you are going to make your I2 to be 0. So when I2 is going to be 0, your resistance, so this there is going to be no current that is going to flow through this part of the circuit. So that means that 240 and 40 is going to be in series. So here in this case the total resistance is going to be 280. So I can draw this circuit to be your 280 in parallel to your 120 there. So I can have my circuit to be like this. So this is going to be your 120 ohm. So this resistance is going to be your 280 because same current IA only flows here. So this is your V1, here it's going to be your I1. Now I can find out what is going to be the parallel combination of 120 and 280. So it is going to be 120 into 280 divided by 400. So if I am going to sub this one, so in this case this is going to be, so 7, so 12 7 is going to be your 84. So we can see that it is going to be at 84 ohms. So V1 is equivalent to, I can write, now redraw the circuit. So it is going to be your 85 ohms. This is your V1, current I1 is going to flow. If I write my KVL equation, V1 is equivalent to 84 I1. So in this, V1 by I1 is equivalent to 84. So straight away I can write Vz11 is equivalent to, if I make your I2 to be 0 in this equation, Z11 is nothing but V1 by I1, that is 84 ohms. Next is your Z21. Z21 is what? In this I2 if I make 0, it is your V2 by I1 is equivalent to Z21. So how to get this Z21? Z21 is nothing but your voltage V2. V2 is nothing but the drop across your 240 ohm resistance there. So how to find the drop across this 240 ohm resistance? V2 is equivalent to 240 IA. So how to get this IA? Here in this case it should be in terms of I1. So IA is nothing but the current that is going to flow through this 240 ohm resistance. So now I know the total current, so I can apply the current divider rule. A current divider rule is what? IA is equivalent to total current I1 into your opposite resistance is going to be your 120. Your total resistance is 280 plus 120 is going to be your 400 is going to be the resistance there. So in this case, this cuts here. In this case, this is going to be 10. Here it is a 3. So I'm going to have the value to be 3. So here IA is going to be, I can write this as 240 into, your IA is nothing but 3I1 divided by 10. So that means this 0 gets cancelled. So 24 into 3 is going to be 72. So V2 by I1 is equivalent to 72. So this is how you have to find out your values there. So simplify the circuit and then find out what is the value of Z11 and Z21. Next is coming to the other side, making your I1 0. So my circuit is going to be like this. So the voltage at this is V2, here it's going to be I2. Now these two are going to be in series. So you can say that these two are going to be in series. So now this is going to be parallel. So if I'm going to find out the equivalent resistance, it is going to be 240 into 160 divided by 240 plus 160 is going to be, anyway it is 400. So this 0 gets cancelled. So here in this case, your 4 means it is going to be your 6 4s are 24. So 16 means it is going to be 6 into 16 is going to be 19 ohms. So here 96 ohms. So here my circuit is going to get simplified as, this is V2, this is going to be your I2, this is your 96 ohms. So here we can write V2 by I2 is equal to 96 ohms. Next is I want V1 by I2. So V1 is nothing but your voltage drop across here. This I1 current is going to flow like this. So if I'm going to assume it is going to be 120 into I1. So here if I'm going to have, this is your I1. So I have taken it like this, means here in this case it is going to be your opposite direction. So minus 120 into IY. Because current is flowing like this. So current is flowing like this means this is plus, this is minus. Here I have my V1 voltage. So here V1 plus 120 IY. So to find out your IY, so IY expression is nothing but your total current I2, it is in the opposite direction of this. So minus your opposite resistance is going to be 240 divided by your total is going to be your 400. So in this case this 0 gets cancelled. So here 2 means here in this case 20. So here this is your 6 4s are 24. So here in this case 5. So it is your I2. Here you are going to have your I2 into minus 6 divided by 5. So substitute here your Z1. So here in this case, so minus gets cancelled. So 120 into 6 divided by 5 I2. So 5 gets cancelled, means here in this case 2 5s are 10. So here 22. So here if I am going to find out, so somewhere they have made mistake there. So 6 4s are 24. sorry, this 2 I have cut, that is wrong actually. So sorry, here in this case, this is not your, this is your I here. So in this case, it is your 440, here 240. So 240, 24 divided by 40. So 24 divided by 40 is nothing but, so 10 fours are 40, so here 6. In this case 5, here is going to be 3 by 5. So here I should multiply it by 3. So if I am going to multiply it by 3, so 22 into 3. This is not 6, it is going to be your 3 value there. So here 22 into 3 is going to be your, so 120 into 3 by 5. So 120 into 3 by 5 means in this case 5. So 2 5s are 10, here in this case 220, so 66 ohms. So 120 into, so if I do it properly, it will be this one 280. So here in this case your V1 by I2 is equal to 72 ohms there. So here next is one more problem we'll see. Given the following circuit, determine the Z parameters. We are going to have these Z parameters. Now we want to find out your Z11. So the first step, whatever is the first step, we have to write your basic equation. So basic equation, write V1 is equal to Z11 into I1 plus Z12 into I2. Here V2 is equal to Z21 into I1 plus Z22 into I2. So now substitute your I2 to be 0. When I2 is 0, you are going to get V1 is equal to Z11 by I1. So for that, what we are going to do, we should simplify the circuit. So now you can see that this 10 and 20 are going to be in series. So it is 30. This 30 will be in parallel with this 20. So now I will get 20 parallel 30. That resistance will be in series with your 8 ohm resistance there. So totally the resistance is going to be 20 ohms. Similarly, you are going to have your Z11 to be 20 ohms there. Straight away we can write. Next Z22. Coming to Z22 means come from the left hand side. If we come from the left hand side, anyway in this case your I1 is going to be 0. If I1 is 0, you are going to have this resistance will not be there. So in this case, this 20 plus 10 is going, these two resistance will be in series. So for this, your 10 plus 20 will be in series, it is 30 in parallel with 20. So Z22 is going to be 12 ohms there. So now we should find out your Z12. Z12 is what? It is V1 by I2. So here in this case, V1 I have by I2. So we want to find out what is your V1. V1 is nothing but the drop across this 20 ohm resistance there. So the current that is flowing is going to be our I1. So we can have it as V1 is equal to, I want to find what is going to be the current that is going to flow through this resistance there. So here this is your I2 current. So total current into opposite resistance is 20 divided by your total resistance is going to be 20 plus 20 plus 10. That is nothing but 50. So if I am going to apply and simplify it, it is going to be 8I2. Z12 is equal to 8I2 divided by your V2. Here in this case is your your Z12. Z12 is nothing but V1 by I2. So V1 here in this case, this is your V1 equation. V1 is nothing but 8I2 by I2. That is nothing but, so here this is, it should be written as your V1. Okay, 8I2 is nothing but your V1 by I2. So here in this case we can say your Z12. So actually what is this is? So Z12 is equal to V1 by I2. So what is V1 they have found? It is your 8I2. So 8I2 divided by I2 is equal to 8 ohms. So we say that the network is reciprocal. So when it is reciprocal, Z12 is equal to Z21. That is 8 ohms there. So we can rewrite, that is we can write the Z parameters can be expressed in your matrix form as 28, 8, 1, 2 into I1, I2. Thank you.